Hey guys, how's everything going? Hopefully you like the new intro. My guys over at Spotlight Sports Network hooked it up for me, and I think it's freaking sick. So, anyways, we're here with my guy. Where you hiding? Introduce yourself, my guy.
Well, first of all, I want to thank everybody for coming into the chat. My name is Whereyahidin. I basically specialize in, doing Eagles content. If you want a little bit of the funny and you want a little bit of the sports, you come to me because, I keep it real with all my content. And so thank you for letting me onto the show, Mr. Mitch.
Yeah, no problem, man. And I was watching your last video. You got bars, man. You got bars.
Oh man, that was hilarious.
Yeah, you got bars, man. That was good. I can't, dude. I can't rap.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can't rap. I'm white and Jewish. I can't rap. But yeah, so let's just get it started now. So we're going against the Carolina Panthers tomorrow. What's your overall thought about going into that game? Overall thought, like prediction. We're gonna start out with the predictions early. So do you see us winning or losing? What do you see us doing? Yo, what's up, Braden? What's up, Jordy Fighter? How you guys doing? Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to my guy. Where you're hiding? The links are in the description below. So, where do you think?
All right.
What do you
So basically my main thing is we're gonna slightly lose. We're gonna lose very close. I have a feeling this is gonna go into overtime. We really need to control their pass rush and everything. I think they come into this week with 14 sacks. That's an average of 3.5 sacks per game. So we definitely need to control the sacks, and it definitely helps that we get Jordan Mailata back.
Yo, what's up, coach? I know that was such a big move. That was such a big move to have him back because I'm not a big fan of Dillard at all. Ever since last year, and then Mailata beat him out, and then him like performing well at training camp, I'm just not a big fan of him at all. So you have the Eagles losing, but it's close.
Yeah. I'm so basically my score prediction is going to be 27-24. But
Oh,
still rooting for the Eagles, obviously. So I wish them nothing but the best.
yeah, man. I got us losing too, but mine is like 28-21. So I think we're going to lose by a touchdown, and it depends if Chris McCaffrey is playing. Because I'm keep on hearing the fact that he is playing, that he's not playing, and that he is questionable. So I'm like, is this guy playing or not? I want to know.
Yeah, it kind of seems like a game time decision there.
Boys for life, how you doing? I was just texting you. Only y'all win if y'all run. I agree, and I made my video yesterday. You got to feed Miles Sanders. You got to feed him. You got to feed this guy, man. I mean, what? 37 carries in 4 games, 169 yards. That's unacceptable. Like, this
That's
is
crazy.
not what I want in a head coach. It's not at all.
He
So
had 9 carries in the past 2 weeks. Think about that.
yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah. I was doing a whole video. It's crazy. Like he had 15 against the Falcons. Then it was like 13 the next one. Then it was 2, then 7. So I'm like, how is this worse than Doug Peterson? How is this even possible? Who knows? But do you see Miles Sanders actually getting the ball more this game to like keep up with the running game?
You're buffering, dude.
I am. Shoot. How about now? Am I good? Where are my headphones at? Yo, guys, I'll be
What was
right
the question
back.
again? You're kind of
Oh, I'm good.
buffering.
I'm good. How many times do you see Miles Sanders running the ball along with Kenneth Gainwell?
I definitely think it will be more of a game plan. As hard as it's to believe, they always say they need to run the ball more, but it never happens. But I really feel like we will double down on the run this week. I kind of see around 13 carries for Miles Sanders. I want to say 6 carries for Kenneth Gainwell. And again, no Boston Scott. So, yeah, that's basically how I see us running.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what was the point of having Boston Scott there? Like, really? I mean, with Jordan Howard, you can actually run the ball with him in the red zone, where we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But it's just like I miss
Yeah.
Jordan Howard, man. I miss him.
Yeah, because we definitely need that power in the red zone and, sweeping to the outside or going for little passes in the red zone. That just doesn't work. Sometimes you just need to go really simple and just run it up the gut.
I mean, against the Cowboys, Miles Sanders had 2 rushes for 27 yards. Then he was on the bench for the rest of the game. He didn't even get the ball once. And I'm like, this is just. I mean, he was doing good that game. Just keep
I
on
know, right?
giving it to him. He's gonna,
He was basically like a healthy scratch for the second half.
I know. I just don't get it. And do you see him, Nick Sirianni putting more faith in Kenneth Gainwell, like more stock into him? Because I see that right now. I really do.
I mean, I have no problem with this. I know Miles Sanders is our main guy, but as long as you commit to running the football, that's all that matters to me. And
Yeah,
then we'll take a look at who produces more and who should be in instead of the other or whatnot.
yeah. It's just ridiculous. I mean, are we like last in rushing? I feel like we are. I mean, I feel like it.
Yeah.
It's just a bad thing. I just don't get it. But let's just talk about how Jalen Hurts played this past week, because him against the Chiefs, he actually balled out. He played good. I mean, he got the points up. He hit his targets here and there. Do you see him doing that against the Carolina defense?
Yes. Especially considering that Dallas put hands on them. Um, I really think he improved, and my expectations going into that Chiefs game was improve on your pocket awareness and improve on your vision. And he definitely improved on both of those things, and I was very proud Sunday. Unlike some other Eagles fans who, for some odd reason, thought that he digressed and regressed and all this stuff. I don't get it. I don't get the
How?
slack on Jalen Hurts.
It's still his rookie season. How is that even possible?
And he's still improving, and he looks that good.
Yeah. I mean, he did look good in there. And I was hearing from a couple Eagles YouTubers that if we beat the Chiefs, that Jalen Hurts should win MVP. I was dying laughing.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck? There's no way.
he,
I could see him MVP like
he
3 years from now, but not now. No.
Yeah, not now. He's probably competing for like, top 10 quarterback at this point, but I don't think he's ready for MVP yet.
There's no way.
But
I
there's a
mean,
lot of upside though.
yeah. The only thing that bothers me is his accuracy, how he underthrown, overthrown. I mean, that was always an issue. Do you see that as a more of an issue as the season progresses, as the season goes on?
Yes. Actually no. I kind of think he'll improve in that area. And one other thing that I want him to improve on, I want him to see the middle of the field a little bit more often than not. I did see improvement in that Kansas City game, but I would love to see more of that in the Carolina game as well.
Yeah. I mean, the Kansas City defense is not that good compared to Carolina's defense. I mean, I've been hearing like the front seven is all good. The front seven is scary. But then you had the Cowboys, shout out Boys for Life if you're still in here. They had like over 200 rushing yards, and Ezekiel Elliott had like 145 alone. So they exposed that front seven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
I gotta
mean,
get this thing to stop buffering.
you're right there. You good?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I don't
Yeah.
know, or something like that. It's got
I
to be
know.
the buffering or something.
I know. It
Whew, I
is what
wish
it
I
is.
was at home when I was doing this.
You're good, man. You're good. You're good. So let's just talk about Devontae Smith and how he's been playing this year. because this past game was pretty much his best game. Yeah, we lost him. Yeah. So, guys, what do you think of the Eagles this coming weekend? Like, do you see the Eagles doing well with Devontae Smith, Jalen Hurts? I mean, for me, oh, okay. Whatever.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
So we were
you're
talking
good,
about
man.
Devontae Smith.
Yeah. So, how do you feel Devontae Smith played against the Chiefs going into Carolina?
Well, by far, this is the best game of his career. And my goodness, the way that he gets off the line of scrimmage is such a craft to look at. Like, my goodness, he is such a master at running routes. And I think Brian Westbrook pointed this out in the video. His route running is so crisp, and he can get away from defenders so easily. It don't matter if it's, you know, Washington or, it doesn't matter the team. Like, I feel like this guy can separate from any wide receiver in the league.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pure talent. Going back to the draft, once we got him, I was like, is this real? Like, is this freaking real? We went from like the 6th pick to the 12th to the 10th, and then we got him, and then we had to give Dallas Micah Parsons. So, I mean,
Yeah.
the fact that we got him, just insane. I love that. We got a true number one receiver, I feel like. And the way Jalen Rager's been playing, it bothers me a little bit. I had to get rid of him in fantasy. I had to drop him. I mean, Rager's
Yeah.
really not performing well.
Yeah. I'm not too high on Rager either. He's doing a lot of talking on Twitter, and I don't see the production, the results on the field. So that definitely needs to change.
Yeah, I mean, he was one of my picks for the breakout year. For him to have a breakout year this year, because he was injured last year, and people were like, "Oh, he's a bust. He's a bust. He's a bust." And then now this year, when you're not playing like yourself, you're not playing good, and you're letting the fans get into your head. It's just like you're proving the haters right. It sucks. It really does. You there?
Yep. I'm still here.
All right. So, yeah, you know what? My favorite spot of the offense are the tight ends, Goddard and Ertz, because they've been catching everything. Goddard with like it was one touchdown, but one of them got called back. How do you feel about the tight ends, Goddard and Ertz?
What was the question?
How do you feel about Goddard and Ertz?
You said who's my favorite between Goddard and Ertz?
Who do you like? What do you like about Goddard and Ertz? Because to me, they're the best part of the offense right now. For me.
Between the two, I'm gonna have to go with Goddard because he is on the uprise and Zach Ertz is on a downfall. Kind of, he's still got a little left in the tank, but right now my faith is more leaned into Dallas Goedert simply because obviously he can break tackles, but he's just better at route running than let's say Zach Ertz at this point in his career.
Yeah, I mean, Goddard's on the verge of being like a top 5 tight end right now. And if he keeps on playing this way, I mean, he can make a big impact for this offense if he just keeps this up and not get injured. Knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
We can't afford any injuries right now. Knock on wood. We can't.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I don't even know if Zach Ertz still desires to play here either. That's still a question mark.
Really? Because didn't he come out and say that he was like, he wanted to come in and everything? Because before, I wanted him gone. Like, I wanted him gone. I was like, I'll take him for an iced tea. I'll take him for a bag of V-Bucks, stuff like that. But to me, he's been catching his passes. He's been catching. So, I don't know if he still wants. I mean, he's on his final year of his contract. So is Goddard. So I'm just like, okay, are we stuck with this for another 2 years if they both resign? I don't think they're going to resign.
I mean, he's saying he still wants to be here, but is he willing to be a number two? He may be having a good year so far, but I don't really know if he believes in what he said in the offseason about staying.
I mean, you can take that with, I mean, the way I see it, he just had like a bad injury last year, and then he's just trying to prove himself. And of course, he wants to say Philly. That's a crowd favorite. That's like a thing in the face thing. But thinking about it, I don't know. This year, he's not causing any negative issues in the locker room or anything, for as long as I know. So I'm just like, just play football, and then you'll get your catches, Earth. You'll get your catches.
Yeah. I
Remember
still believe
how?
in Hurts.
Yeah, yeah, I do too.
Go
Remember
ahead.
how it was like who was the tight end before Ertz? I forget. Oh, Selleck. It was Selleck. Remember
Bryce
how
Selleck,
Selleck?
yeah.
Yeah. Remember how Selleck took the back seat when Ertz was there? Now it's Ertz's turn. Like before Selleck, I
Yeah.
believe it was Chad Lewis. I believe, unless there was a tight end after that, and I'm forgetting. But it's always
Isn't
like a
it funny how
rotation.
that works though?
Hmm?
Isn't it funny how that works though?
Yeah,
It's like a cycle of if you're second, you're first. If you're first, you're second.
yeah, yeah. I mean, can you imagine if we were just doing one tight end, not two, not dual tight ends? I couldn't imagine that. Couldn't imagine that at all.
Yeah. And it
Now,
was
let's,
starting to look that way in the beginning of the offseason too.
yeah, yeah, it did. It did. Now let's go to the defensive side of the ball, but because for me
Okay.
that's a real problem there. I mean the defenses, it sucks right now. That linebacking core is just terrible. I made a video about Jalen Smith, how the Eagles might should go for him, and of course the next day or that day he goes to Green Bay. I mean,
Hmm.
it's just funny. Now, if Jalen Smith came to the Eagles, would that help the linebackers in a way? Because I feel like he's not a good tackler. He's not good in coverage. So I'm just like, is that really going to help us in a way, having Jalen Smith there?
It does because he definitely brings a lot of energy to if he could have became an Eagle, he definitely would have been, a positive for this. I mean, we can't get any worse than what we have, and I keep telling everybody this. Like he can be very serviceable. I mean, he may not be the best linebacker out there or available at the time, but I really think that he would have been a help to us.
Yeah. I mean, he would be the first starter no matter what. Like Eric Wilson is not cutting it. Derek Barnett, where we're going to talk about that him in a little bit. Um, Alex Singleton, our linebackers are not cutting it. And with Jonathan Gannon saying like he's not like the best, I mean, he's not going to use the dime or the nickel defense. I think it was the dime he said. And it's just like that
Yeah.
put everyone on notice. Like, what is this guy even doing? And then now I heard that Nick Sirianni's even pissed at him. So I'm like, Jonathan Gannon's in the hot seat right now.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Jonathan Gannon is definitely on the hot seat. Yeah.
It's sad. It's really sad because I know it's his first year. I'm a type of guy that don't judge people in first years. So I'm like, okay, it's the first year. Let him see how he does. But Jonathan Gannon is like back. I believe it was back to back games with over 40 plus points, correct? That we let up 40 plus each game. Was that back to back? Cowboys 41, Chiefs 40, right?
His phone is weak.
What's good, Vic? How's it going, man? Thank you for your comment in your video in my video, Vic. I'll respond to it after the stream. Thank you. Yeah, I mean it's back to
Are you still
back.
there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here. So it's back to back weeks where we let up 40 or more points. That's ridiculous.
Damn, what is up with this signal?
Just ridiculous,
Okay.
man. You good? Yeah. I mean, this defense needs help. Like, we got to run the dime. I mean, and we got to stop the run. Stopping the run is what's killing us right now. They're running all over the defense, and I'm like running all over the defense, or the defense is running all over us, and I'm just like, yeah, our defense is crap. Our defense is shit. You agree with that? Our defense is shit right now.
As far as Jonathan Gannon goes, my patience is thin with him because if you're coming into a game with no scheme and no sort of philosophy, I don't know if you can be able to hang with these offenses of the league. Like you seem very uncertain. I mean, that's just basically it with Jonathan Gannon. And if you can't come up with a scheme or a philosophy, it just comes off to me as you don't know what you're doing and you can't handle the NFL level. So, Jonathan Gannon, fix it.
I mean, the linebackers are our main problem. Like our secondary is okay with Darius Slay, Steven Nelson, out to Anthony Harris, Ronnie McLeod. I mean, our secondary is okay, but it just like needs. You give Gannon a C minus right now. You know what? Yeah. What's your grade for Jonathan Gannon
Yeah.
right now?
I'm going to give him a D. I'm not going to give him an F because he did so well versus the Falcons and the 49ers. But everybody is starting to figure him out with these zone defenses. I really want him to make the adjustment and start pressing these receivers, like I've been saying over and over.
Yeah. I mean, they're just we're like
And
letting the defense, or we're letting the offense go all over our defense, and then they had Steven Nelson on Tyreek Hill, and I'm like watching Darius Slay on him. That's what I was thinking at that time. Like, put Slay on this guy, man. I mean, I know you can't
yeah,
outrun this guy. This guy's like a freaking nature, but it's just like you got to know where he's at all times. Like if you're in a zone, people got to be
yeah.
like, okay, he's right there, he's right there. You got
And by the way, he's fourth in receptions.
Tyreek Hill is fourth.
No, second in receptions, fourth in reception yards.
Okay, yeah, he's having a good year so far. Sirianni gets a D. Gets it, yeah.
Oh my
I mean,
goodness, what's going on
Sirianni is
with this
just like
camera?
another thing because that offense, the play calling, the red zone. I'm telling you, man, that red zone offense is so bad right now. I feel like we can't even
Yeah,
score in the red zone. I'm having that feeling like, what are you even doing? Do something here. Like, you're doing a Philly special. You're throwing it when you should be running with Miles Sanders. And it's just,
hmm
how do you feel about the red zone?
I feel like it's time to activate Jordan Howard. It's about time they brought him up. If Boston Scott isn't playing right now, why is he on the active roster? Like, you could really use Jordan Howard in the red zone. That's why I just don't understand as far as the red zone. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I know, but it's just like Boston Scott is there for the Giants games, pretty much. He's there for the Giants
Mhm.
games. So I'm like, okay, you're using him for 2 games out of the year, 2 games out of 17
He's a
now.
giant killer.
Yeah, that's the
He's
only
a
reason
giant
he's
killer.
there, I feel like. What's good, big play Slay? What's good, my guy? But yeah, I mean, it's just so bad with Boston Scott. And with Jordan Howard, I said this from the get-go. We need a power back. That's what he was. And then now, are we doing a West Coast offense here? Which is not even working. I don't even think we're doing a West Coast offense at this point.
hmm
Like, what kind of offense are we even running? That's my question. Honestly, I don't even know.
I don't even know either. You know, this. It's the young coaching. They just seem like they're scared and they don't know what they're doing. They need to do. I just don't know right now, man.
I
What is
don't
this
think
offense doing?
no one ever knows what kind of offense we're doing. Yo, what's up, Ryan? How you doing, man? Hope everything's good. Slay, you said what's up to yourself. But anyways, yeah. How do
Yeah,
you like? Thank God Jake Elliott is making his field goals. Thank God. Can you imagine last year if he was
yeah.
missing by X? Okay, yes, sir. But oh, I meant to delete. Oh, okay. All right, yes, sir. But can you imagine if Jake Elliott was missing his kicks? Can you imagine that?
What the hell? Come on, camera. Come on, camera. Come on, StreamYard. Okay, repeat that one more time.
So, how do you feel about Jake Elliott making field goals? Him making
Jake
field.
Elliott has been awesome so far. So, from what I've seen from him so far, he's only had a block punt. I mean, stuff happens. But overall, Jake has done it all for us this year as far as special teams is going. So, I'm very proud of
Yeah.
Jake Elliott for making this comeback, especially considering last year.
Oh my God! Last
Don't even
year,
get me started on that field goal from last year versus the Saints, where it was like 25 yards and he missed it right before halftime. That was crazy.
I know it's just like Jake Elliott last year, but thank God he's picking it up because if he was missing his kicks, that'd be so bad because we can't score in the red zone. It feels like now he's missing field goals.
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, there's a little
Yeah.
problem here. You got to run it with Miles Sanders at that point. Like you really got it.
Uh-huh.
Like speaking of Miles
Now
Sanders,
we
if
really have to be like, go
have to
ahead.
be like, no, you finish. What?
Oh, I was gonna say if he kept missing field goals, we were really gonna have to run it for two, like Doug Peterson last year.
Yeah, yeah. So this just came to me. Miles Sanders. Do you think that the Eagles could trade him in this year or next year? Like, could use him as trade bait because obviously they're not using him correctly.
Well, if you don't use them, you might as well do something with them. But in order to increase his value, you have to run the football with him.
You do. I mean,
Hmm.
he could be the best running. He could be a Pro Bowler if he's used right. Last year with Doug Peterson, he had his career high in yards this season, like around 824 or something like that. And I'm like,
Hmm.
so Doug Peterson used him wrong, right? And then Nick Sirianni is going on a completely different level. Can you imagine if he used Miles Sanders right?
Yeah,
Just-
definitely.
Man, he's got the potential. He's got the skill. He reminds me of LaShawn McCoy in a way. Like, honestly, he does. Same kind of running back.
Like, my goodness, all that talent, and he ain't even, you're just throwing it all away. I just don't like when talent goes to waste. Ugh. And here's another perspective I want to put out there. Can
Go
you
for it.
imagine working can you imagine working all of your life to be a running back in the league and your own team that pays you? The mindset of a high schooler. You get into the NFL like 8 years down the line, and the coaches do not use you. And now all of a sudden, are you even tradable? Like this is a nightmare for Miles Sanders probably.
Yeah. Remember the last game against the Chiefs? It was on one of his runs. He spiked the ball after the first down. Like, you can tell he's pissed. You can tell he's pissed. You, it's just killing me at this point. Like, I don't want to see this guy gone. But if Nick Sirianni's not using him right, it's like you got to do what's best. You got to do what's best. What is his contract? Do you even know? What is Miles Sanders' contract here?
I think he's still on is he still on his contract year? I'm not even sure.
I'm
Is he
looking it up
still on
right
his
now.
rookie
Hold on.
contract year?
I'm
Yeah.
looking it up. Hold on. I'm going to share the screen in a second. But Yeah, no, next year, 2022, next year. Yeah, I'm gonna bring
That's
it
when
up.
his rookie contract is up.
Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna bring it up right now. Let's see. Look, see, I don't know if you can see that, but it's like this year he's making $982,264, and the next year, his last year, 1.224569. Like, this is ridiculous. We're gonna lose him after next year.
I know it's not much money to them, but it is to me like a lot of money that they're letting go to waste. And
I
somebody
know.
else, could you imagine him going to another team and winning the Super Bowl with him?
That's what happened with uh Miles Sanders. He won 2 Super Bowls back to back. He won it with the Buccaneers
Hmm.
and the Chiefs. Or yeah, no, Chiefs and the Buccaneers.
Yeah, shady.
Shady, yeah. Yo, Pablo, how's it going, my guy? How's you doing? Haven't seen you in a bit. I gotta get you on here, dude. You and I will be in touch. But guys, who's ever in here, smash that like button. Subscribe to my guy, Whereyahidin. His links are in the description, and his videos are entertaining. So I just gotta ask you this. It just popped in my head. Why did you become an Eagles content creator? Like, were you just a fan, or did you see someone else doing it and like, okay, I'll decide to do this myself?
Come on. All right, I'm back.
All right. So what
Go ahead
made
and
you
repeat
get
that.
into like what made you to get into like a Eagles YouTube? What made you get into YouTube to being an Eagles content creator? Like, did you see someone and like, oh, I can do? So, guys, if you're an Eagles YouTuber in the chat right now, what made you want to do Eagles YouTube? What made you like want to do this? And you were just like, you know what? I can do this too. It's fun. I got knowledge. So let me know in the chat what you can, why you become an Eagles fan or Eagles YouTuber. So I'm gonna ask you this again, man. Um, what made you become an Eagles content creator? Like, did you see someone and like, oh, I can do that as well. I got the knowledge. I can entertain people. So what made you become an Eagles content creator?
So there was this dude. There is this dude named Sports Live in the ATL. I
Yeah.
came up in one of his live chats. He decided one day to check out my videos, and I didn't have any videos yet. So he was like, you got a cool name. Where you hiding? Why don't you start making videos? And one of the first videos I did was about Meek Mill wearing a Pats ring. And I was pretty disgusted about Meek Mill for that. And he came on to my video. He was like, "Hey, where you hiding? Finally, we have a video from you." And I just been making videos ever since. So
Wow.
I pretty much started. I pretty much started in 2019. Although it looks like I've been a content creator since 2011. That's when I made a Google. So I've been making videos since 2019.
Wow. Okay. That's insane. Like, I heard of this guy like once, Sports Live in Atlanta. He knows his stuff, but then once he loses, he looks like an idiot. Like, really, you know. I mean, come on. He's part of that TTC thing.
He used
Like,
to be. He used to be. That's my guy, though.
oh, he's not there anymore? Oh, I thought he
No.
was. Yeah, well. But, yeah. That's badass, bro. Where you hiding? That is good. So I was gonna ask you, how'd you come up with that name?
I came up with that name because every time the Eagles would lose, somebody would be like, "Where you hiding, dude?" And I'd just be like, "Man, don't ask me that. I'm right here, man." So I just adopted that name from a Patriots fan.
That's great. That's honestly great because I've known a couple of Eagles YouTubers throughout the past. I've been doing this off and on for 6 years. Um, when they lose, they're gone for like a month, and I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, you're gone for. I'm like, yeah, so I said that was good. That was good, but yeah. So back to the Eagles. So you have us. I mean, when do you see us winning our next game? I'm gonna pull up the schedule because obviously you answered the question about the Carolina Panthers. So we got the Bucks after that. Like, I don't even know when we can win our next game. Honestly,
Who do we have?
here
Who do we
I
have
could just
after
check
the
my right
Bucks?
here. The Bucks. We got the Raiders, the
Oh,
Lions.
the Raiders.
You think we can beat the Raiders?
I think we can beat the Raiders. I'm still kind of iffy about Derek Carr, so
Yeah.
I think we can. I think we can also beat the Lions. The Chargers, I don't know about that. Their defense is pretty top notch. Denver, in Mile High though, I think that is a Mile High. Yeah, that's a loss. We're definitely sweeping the Giants. We can beat the Saints. We can beat the Saints. We might go on a good roll here if we can just get through this little plethora of tough teams here.
Yeah, I'm just
We're
gonna
already
take.
halfway through it.
Yeah, I mean, my friend has us losing to the Jets, and I'm like, how? I mean, didn't
We're
the
not.
Jets win? The Jets didn't even win yet. No, wait, yeah, they did. They
Yeah,
won
they
in
beat the
over.
Titans.
Yeah, in overtime. Right, right. So I'm just like, they're against the Falcons in London tomorrow morning. So I have them losing that game.
They're in London, by the way.
Yeah, yeah, they're in London. Yeah, it's insane. So in the beginning of the season, I had the Eagles going 9-8. Now I'm just like,
What'd you say?
I had in the beginning of the season, I had the Eagles going 9-8. Now I'm like, is that a little too high? Because I've known Eagles YouTubers who go like 15-2, 14-3, and I'm like, no, I can't stand Eagles fans like that. I just can't. I was raised being a realistic fan. Yeah, right. The Jets would have never won if Julio and AJ Brown was injured. Now Julio Jones is out again. He's out again. So much for that. But yeah. So what's your record prediction for the Eagles this year?
What'd you say?
What's your record prediction for the Eagles this year?
Um, I am going to go ahead and say 9-8 like you are, because all we really have to do after the Bucks, we just gotta hang our heads a little bit as far as everything coming to us before that Raiders game. I really think we could go on a little run after that Raiders game.
I can see that. I can see that. But the defense has to be fixed. You know what has to be fixed too? The penalties. The penalties have to be fixed, especially from Derek Barnett. I started my own Trade Derek Barnett podcast, and my first episode was like, he has more penalties than sacks in his career. He has 24 penalties and 19.5 sacks in his fifth year. And I'm like, can you leave? Like, it's your fifth year, man. No more stupid penalties.
Yeah, because we're still averaging 11 per game. So I really think we are just one step away on offense. As far as this team and the offense being immaculate, I really think if we just clean up the penalties, we'll be scoring 30 more often than not.
Yeah, this past game, I mean, we had the Jalen Rager one, We had the Dallas Goddard one. I mean, Devontae Smith was out of bounds, but he was pushed, so I'm counting that. So I'm just like, penalty we could have had, dude. If those two touchdowns counted, not the Devontae Smith, we would have won. Think about that.
Yep.
We would have won if it wasn't for the stinking penalties.
Yeah. You know, a couple plays that I'm looking back on, those
What?
2 times where 2 receivers went out of bounds. I'm talking about Devontae Smith and Jalen Rager. Rager from the last game, I think Rager was the
I know what
first
you're
one
talking
who
about.
did it versus the
Yeah.
49ers. And then it was Devontae who did it in a second.
Stay in bounds. How hard is that? Like, how hard is
I
it
know,
to
right?
stay in bounds? I mean, Devontae Smith, I can
And all
understand
you thinking about is that defender. All you think about is that defender pushing you out. You got to establish yourself back in there.
Yeah. I mean, we have Quez Watkins as well, and I feel like he's not getting the ball a lot. I mean, I've been hearing that he's faster than Tyreek Hill. So can you imagine if he was used right like Tyreek Hill? That would be insane.
Oh my God. And this offense would have no problems.
No, they got to use Quez Watkins right. And last year, was Quez Watkins injured or was Quez Watkins not being used at all?
It was a little bit of both. We really didn't see him progress until the end of the season when he was actually there. But yeah,
Right.
that's really all I had to say about Quez, though.
I mean, the first game, was it a preseason game or it was like a screen? No, it was from Joe Flacco. That was the preseason game. It was a screen pass, the one block by I forget who, by Mailata, and he was gone. He was gone.
Oh
So
God, what is up, phone?
if I were them, try to keep on doing that to the left side, and Mailata's back. Can you imagine that?
Yeah,
Like like this team, this offense can be used in so many different ways, but Nick Sirianni doesn't want to. He wants to use the pens and highlighters on his hat. I guarantee you he's going to have 2 more on his hat. Which is like, it just kills me.
and I want to say real quick that the offensive line has definitely improved from last year. Did you see all those sacks we were giving up last year? I think we've only given up 5 or 6 sacks this year so far.
Yeah. And especially yesterday, especially the last game where we only let up like what? 1 sack with only Jason Kelsey as our starting center. Like our O-line is deep. It's deep. Now, I was going to ask you this later, but I'll ask you this now. Do you see the Eagles trading one of their O-line for like a linebacker of some sort? Because our O-line is deep. Do you see that happen?
Do I see what happening?
Do you see the Eagles trading one of our O-line depth pieces and trading them for a linebacker? For me, I can see that probably next year, at the end of this year. But can you imagine that?
Yeah, I wouldn't look into that until probably next year. Let's see with what we have this year so far. And then we'll move forward about, trading. I don't think we're going to make too many moves right now. Considering the type of person that Howie Roseman is, he definitely likes to experiment with everything first.
Yeah, but his experiences are killing the team. Like he wants to be cute with like these Philly Special 2.0. I mean, he doesn't want to go for the simple plays. Like he always wants to go for a 4th down. Is that an Eagles thing recently? Because Doug Peterson did that too. So is that an Eagles thing to go for it on 4th down? It's got to be an Eagles thing.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous, right? Oh, guys, what do you think about Nick Sirianni right now? What do you guys think about Nick Sirianni? Like, for me, he's got to do better. Nick Sirianni's got to do better. It's getting insane right now. It really is. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, can you see Nick Sirianni being fired after this year if this keeps up? Like, if we win a total of 3
Am
games,
I on yet?
3 or 4, do you see the Eagles firing Nick Sirianni, Jonathan Gannon, and just like completely going rebuild mode again? You see that?
Am I on yet?
Yeah, you're good. You've been on. So I was just asking
All right.
you, do you see the Eagles, Jeffrey Lurie in particular, or Howie Roseman, firing Nick Sirianni, Jonathan Gannon, and completely unloading after this year if they win only like 3 games? Do you see them like rebuilding again?
I see us firing Howie Roseman. And this is not just a me one. They're going to finally see that this guy cannot draft, cannot do the proper things to get the proper people out here on the field to produce for us. Everybody keeps talking about, well, give Howie Roseman some more time because these players need to develop. We get rookies in here every freaking year. So why not head a different direction as far as the general manager goes? So that's basically my thing.
But his offseason, the drafting, I mean, the draft this year and offseason's moves that he made this offseason were great. I mean, you got Steven Nelson, Eric Wilson, who's not really cutting it, Anthony Harris. I
Yeah.
mean, his drafting, what he did to get Devontae Smith, and then how we got Landon Dickerson in the second round. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's tough. It really is. But I agree with you. Howie Roseman should be gone after this year. But I just don't know if
Yeah.
I ever see that. I don't know if I ever see that.
Because I really think he kind of reached with the Dickerson pick. I'm fine with Dickerson. I'm fine with Dickerson here. It's just I wish he would have drafted him around later. Imagine him and Asante Samuel Jr. on the same team. Like both sides of the ball would be lit right now.
Yeah. Yeah, but there's no guarantees that Landon Dickerson would even still be there. There's no guarantee someone would have picked him up. But we needed a
Because I
corner.
have a strong I I have a strong feeling that Dickerson would have been there still because you got
So he feels like Landon Dickerson would still be there. But for me, I don't think he would.
my goodness, this camera. I'm gonna have to end this shortly.
It's all good. It's all good. But for me,
I gotta
honestly, who else needed
we
a
gotta make
lineman?
like a redemption stream sometime
Oh, dude,
sometime
this
after
is
the
good.
game or
We had a lot
something.
of likes. A lot of people came in. I mean, I'm getting DMs right now. So it's going good. It's going really good, man. Next time we'll do it on your stream. Next time. So what I'm thinking is Landon Dickerson, he knows injury prone. He couldn't. I mean, he can be put on any spot on O line, and if you needed a hole, Landon Dickerson can fit that. So any team could obviously see that and snag him. So I would love to have Asante Samuel Jr. Believe me, I would have loved that. But it's just like we needed the holes, and Landon Dickerson was that hole. Because when Jason Kelsey retires next year, we can push forward with Landon Dickerson. So I
Mm-hmm.
would love to have Samuel, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, uh, there's some content creators that are still mad about like the way we drafted Like Howie Roseman still can't draft. Howie Roseman does this wrong, does this wrong. I mean, how many years has Howie Roseman been our GM? I'm gonna look it up. How long has Howie Roseman been on GM? Oh, he started at 2010. He started in
What is
2010.
up with it?
Yeah, Braden, you're a Niners fan, but yeah, Howie Roseman is awful. He is for Amen. Yeah, for almost 10 years plus. It's sad. It really is. People are laughing at it. The 49ers fans are laughing at us, but it's just like
Yeah.
the only reason I see he's there is because he climbed up the ladder. Like I forget what he started off as.
Oh, I was looking this up yesterday. Dang, I forgot where he started at. He was like a facilitator of some sort. I forgot where
I'll
he
look it
started
up.
off, but
I'll look it up.
he really he really climbed up like what 7 positions just to get to the general manager level.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's
that's hilarious. Like I was just looking this up yesterday.
player, personnel, professional career. God, I hate Wikipedia. Too many words. There's too many words. Come on, I don't have time. Just put it out right in front. I think it is time to move on from Howie Roseman. I do, but if the Eagles suck and get only 3 wins, I see Jeffrey Lurie unloading house. I'm even talking about trading Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham once he's healthy. I see us completely going rebuild. Do you see us making those moves? Fletcher Cox next year, if the Eagles GM, if we don't win enough games, do you see us trading like Fletcher Cox, Brandon Graham, all these old guys to get younger?
Say what?
Do you, if the Eagles get like 2 wins this year, 2 or 3? No, it's an echo. But do you see? It's still an echo. I'm just gonna talk.
I'm sorry, but
You're good. You guys in the chat. Do you see the Eagles trading Fletcher Cox next year and Brandon Graham if we only win like 3 games? Do you guys see that? Like trading our valuable pieces for. All right, I'm just gonna remove you. But yeah, do you see the Eagles trading Fletcher Cox next year and Brandon Graham if we don't win enough games and completely go and rebuild again?
I think we're gonna give Brandon Graham another shot. You know, he just got, what is this, his first injury in his career or second?
Really?
Something
We
like
only
that.
had 2?
Something like that. But as far as Fletcher Cox, I really do see him getting traded. Like, I really do think he probably have a team or two interested in him. I think it's time to move on from him before we treat him like a Darren Sproles or freaking Jason Peters, somebody like that. You don't want to wait till they get too old.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I mean, that whole Jason Peters thing, that hurt Andre Dillard a lot. Just having Peterson there, Jason Peters. Uh,
It
oh,
did.
you only
And
have one injury? That's no, a knee and a foot. It looks like. Yeah, he only had 2 or 3 injuries. He had
wow,
3. So
that's the Iron Man. That's the Iron Man.
that's great. I want more players like him in the NFL. Like I really do. I would
Yeah.
love to, like injuries. There's so many injuries this year. It's insane. In the NFL in general, there's so many
Yeah.
injuries in the
Yeah,
NFL. Insane.
we're always hit with the injury bug ever since we got like freaking rid of Chip Kelly. We just have been hit with the injury bug.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, who got injured this year? I mean, we had that tight end Vital, whatever his name is, Vitali, I think. Brandon Graham, that's two.
Siamalu? I want to say Isaac.
Siamalu, yep, that's three. That's three.
Yeah.
I forgot about Siamalu. But yeah, the Niners had a dude. Eagles had a bad year last year too, but the Niners had an okay year last year as well. So it's actually kind of funny.
Yeah.
Dude, the Niners. I thought we were gonna beat the Niners. I really
Me
thought
too.
we were gonna beat the Niners
Me
after
too.
that game. But you're talking about injuries. Yeah, the Niners had a lot of injuries last year. Yeah, they did. But
Injuries.
yeah, the injuries are I was going to say the Achilles heel of the NFL. Like so many injuries, and that had to do with I guess COVID or quarantine. I really did. Oh my god.
Yeah. And you can even look at the years before. Like our medical staff was so freaking, I don't know what was going on back there, but it was something about the medical staff.
I forgot what they said about the medical staff. It was that bad?
It was horrible. Like players getting injured left and right, like 2 or 3 players a game.
My god.
Crazy times.
It really is. Like just that, can you imagine, dude? I hate. Oh yeah, the backup quarterback's injured. God, I forget
Which
the backup
one,
quarterback's
Minshew?
name. Connor
Minshew or
Minshew, yes,
Flacco?
yes. Can you imagine if Jalen Hurts gets injured? What we
Oh
done?
God. Oh, don't put that in our heads.
Knocking on wood. Don't worry, Braden. I'm well aware. I had Kittle on my fantasy team.
Oh
I'm well
no.
aware.
And I feel sorry for everybody who got Russell Wilson too.
Yeah, my buddy had him in our fantasy league. He's mad. Dude, Kittle he hasn't done anything for me in fantasy. He hasn't done anything for me. My tight end is the Vikings one now. And I also have I had the Bengals one who had 2 touchdowns. Like my tight ends are done. It's sad. So
Who do I got?
final thoughts. The final thoughts about prediction from we already did Miles Sanders. You know what? Prediction with Devontae Smith. How many yards is he going to get? How many catches, etc.
I think Devontae Smith will get 9 receptions for 85 yards and 2 touches. I really think he's going to go off in this game, and his route running is going to look like such perfection again. My God, I'm in love with his route running. And as far as the rest of the receivers, Quez Watkins will have his day as well. I'm not too high on Rager still, but we'll see where this goes.
Yeah. I mean, Rager is just like a basket case right now. I mean, it all
Yeah.
started with the fan thing.
Oh, and one more little thing. 0 touches for Arcega-Whiteside.
I forgot about Whiteside this whole time. Oh my god. I made this video, I think it was like a while back before the season even started. And I was like, don't worry, guys. Whiteside is not going to get that many touches. He's not even going to see that field. Now, he's been on the field for God knows how long. Dude, that's another penalty we got right there that could have set us over the top. So that's 3.
Yeah, we did forget about that one.
Oh my god. But yeah, we're closing in here on an hour. So I want to say thank you, Whereyahidin. Thank you for coming on, man. It was really fun. And I just love talking to Eagles with you, man. We gotta run this back.
Yeah, we do. And I apologize about the buffering issues. Thank you for dealing with that. And make sure you subscribe to your boy Whereyahidin, and also Mitch. He's an awesome content creator. Thank you.
Appreciate it, man. We'll be in touch, all right? All right, guys. So this is it. Really appreciate everyone coming in here. It was really fun. and I'll talk to you all guys later. All right.